Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking with community members as well as 2K devs about NBA 2K21.
We've been asking the community members about what they're excited for with the new game.
As well as devs and asking them what you can expect. And here at 2K TV, we bring together the NBA 2K community as well as the NBA 2K devs.
That's right, so let's see what happens when we take gameplay director Mike Wang.
From the city of Denver, Colorado, the site for the Celtics. Two leaders on the floor and in the locker room. A fantastic tandem of Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum. They have their sights set on a win as they get keyed up for the battle at Pepsi Center. Celtics Nuggets is next, right after this. Welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brett Beard. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sideline. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. We look at the Celtics. Right now they're locked into third place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs.
And, you know, for Boston, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
Now they've got a new set of goals, and those are all about success in the playoffs. That's where men are made. They've got to have their sights very high at this point when it comes to the postseason.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Coach Mike Malone had this to say about his understated superstar, Nikola Jokic. Malone said he's truly beloved by all his teammates. No ego, a little bit goofy, doesn't take himself too seriously, and with his success, he's still the same kid. That's why everybody cares about him and respects him. Kevin?
The Nuggets lucky to have him. Thanks, David. Two very deep teams, great benches. Brent, talk about the mindset and the difference there between starting and coming off the bench.
You can assess, Kevin, throughout the first quarter or when it is that your time to check in the second quarter is about the rhythm of the game. What are we doing well? So when I go in, how much more can I enhance the advantage we have there? Or let's say it's a game where we're getting killed in transition. The most important thing I can do is communicate that message to the team. When we start that 4 or 5 minute stretch, let's focus on these two things to get ourselves back and righted for the rest of the night.
Oh, that's excellent. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward there at the wing. Daniel Tice out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. And for the Nuggets, Millsap and Jokic, the big man. Then there's Murray. Then it's Porter. And it's Craig in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Hayward following the miss by Jokic. Murray with the defensive effort. Here's Craig. And the pass to Millsap. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Now, here's Walker. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. Outside Tatum. Goes up the baseline, and there it is for him.
With that length, Tatum able to rise above defenders to knock down his jumper.
Passes it to Craig. Back to Murray. First quarter, just over a minute played. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
players who are X factors for their team, and for the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is one of those guys. He is a guy that once he gets going, feels like the team can become unbeatable.
Yep, that one goes in there. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for Denver. Pass to Craig. Outside Porter. He wants to get to Millsap and does. That one good for two. As you said, Brent, a hot Jamal Murray can take over a game.
Big-time investment from the Nuggets this offseason, and what Jamal Murray is to them now, but what he can be in the future. And I think right now what he's looking to be is as consistent as he possibly can be, night in and night out, to prepare this team each season to play its best basketball in the postseason.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now, here's Walker. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Here's Tatum. Jokic grabs the miss.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
He gets it in there. Porter's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
To the inside, Hayward. No good there. And Denver the other way now.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Second chance effort. That's tipped. A three ball. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Pass to Millsap. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Porter, no luck.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Boston shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And a new group in for the Celtics. Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Smart's checked in for Brown. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
And another miss by Denver. Boston trailing. To the middle. Here's Smart. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
For a guy who's still working on his range, love to see Smart attacking on the interior.
You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Bull. Rebounded by the Celtics. Their last encounter was in Boston.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. They got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
The Celtics shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. They now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And the Nuggets franchise still looking for their first trip to the NBA Finals.
How about the franchise making the ABA Finals back in 1976? So it's been quite elusive here in the mountains to get the finals back to Denver. 40 years ago, still looking for that trip.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Morris looking over the floor. No good again that time. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. The dish to Cantor. Here's Wanamaker. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Gordon united with his college coach, Brad Stevens. He said they go way back.
Our relationship started when I was in high school. He came to my morning workouts and really recruited me to Butler and was kind of the first guy that I think believed in me that I could make it to the next level.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. You've got Williams, also Enes Kanter out there. Smart is out there with Hayward. And it's Wanamaker in at the point. Boston leading by 4. The defensive rules were different when you played, Brent. For example, the elimination of the hand check.
Hand checking was huge because great defensive guards like a Derek Harper or a Mookie Blaylock can get their forearm on you and basically move you around rather than you trying to get where you want to go. And the other thing, Kevin, that they did was they didn't allow you to have the time in the free throw line. You have a 2.9 before an illegal defense. It used to be a game really of 2 stars on one side of the floor operating, and the rest of the guys sort of shoveled up in the corner on the other side. All those things have changed with the way the league is going.
For the better.
Oh, I think so. The freedom of movement, fluidity of the athletes, it's definitely a better game in terms of the movement.
Jokic is checked in for Denver. And the Celtics also making a change. Brown's checked in. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Got it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Morris.
Well, Picasso couldn't have drawn that up any better. Perfect execution off the inbound.
Brown outside. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Nuggets with some changes. Paul Millsap is checked in for Jeremy Grant. Porter comes in for Bull. And it's Jamal Murray in for Morris. The Celtics also changing it up. Tatum comes in for Enes Kanter. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. Here's Smart. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Murray kicks to Jokic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Pretty fundamentally sound, and Jokic does a great job of keeping his balance there after contact.
Well, Greg, the rapid ascension of Nikola Jokic into NBA stardom has been nothing short of amazing. You know, he really is an elite center now.
I mean, he's the best player on a very talented young team in the West. I would not be surprised to see him win an MVP in the next few years.
Falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
What a find by the Denver Nuggets. No hype really around Jokic coming into the league. Now he's a star player here in Denver, franchise player here in Denver, and a heart of a team that's got a tremendous amount of potential in the next couple of seasons. Jokic heading up this offense and shouldering the load.
Now Smart missing on that last three-pointer. Jokic draws the double. Outside Porter. Over Tatum. That's good from Porter on the assist by Jokic. And that's now 6 points for Michael Porter. And with Jokic, he was a second-round pick for the Nuggets back in 2014.
Think about the decision that was made between Jokic and Nurkic and how it is that the team felt like Jokic could grow if Nurkic moved on, which he did to Portland. And now all of a sudden the offense takes off under Jokic, a playmaking five that opens up a lot of cutting opportunities. And I know this young nucleus is going to do some great things in the future, mostly behind what Jokic has provided this organization.
Here's Murray following the basket by Jaylen Brown. Murray against Tatum. And Jokic slings it in.
Well, Jokic is big, Jokic is long, and he does a great job there of corralling that ball and taking advantage of his length.
Walker finds Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Six to shoot. Steps back and fires. That one off the back iron and out. The Nuggets lead by 3. Outside Porter. The pass to Millsap. Bucket is good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And Walker's got the ball here for Boston. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
Now here's Murray. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Dallas. Passes it to Jokic. To the paint. Pass to Murray. Shoots over Walker. Murray, no good. It was the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to Dallas. Here's Tatum, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Oh, Millsap picks one up.
Earning all rookie first-team honors after a brilliant first year, Tatum quickly became a fan favorite.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Yeah, it's good to see him with his free throw percentage up over 80.
That one falls for Tatum. So both teams making some changes here. And so he hits both. 20 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Morris with the ball. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Jokic passes to Grant. Here's Craig. Over Tatum. And that one released in time, but no good. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Nuggets ahead, up by 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet. Stan Smith. Let's get to it. Close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. In the second quarter, they erased what had been a fairly big deficit at one point, and now here they are sitting on a 1-point halftime lead. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. A few isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Murray. And it's Craig in at the 2. That's the group from Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. Faster pace now, Brent, in the NBA. This has become an endurance sport, and well-conditioned athletes are a must.
Obviously, Kevin, over the past couple seasons, the pace has picked back up. It's very reminiscent of the early 80s when you had the Lakers running, the Denver Nuggets running. You have these teams that are just flying up and down the floor. So, as a fan, I think it's a wonderful opportunity, especially the closer you can sit, to watch a Russell Westbrook, to watch a Paul George, to see a Giannis get up and down the floor with such fluidity and grace and skill set. So the game opening up has also opened the eyes to the fans about just how great the athleticism of NBA players is.
The first one falls.
And for a big man, Jokic is more than just a good free throw shooter. He is fantastic.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
He was able to tie it up. He has to be disappointed that he could not give his team the lead.
Tatum kicks to Walker. Releases. And again, it's Boston converting.
A young guy with maturity, awareness, and a feel for the game. Tatum is special.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Here's Craig. No good from outside. Hayward outside. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 4th rebound in this one. Murray finds Jokic. No good on that one. And it's Boston the other way. Looking to end his cold spell. And it's blocked. Walker against Murray. Sweet little floater. Murray's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets.
Well, there's a little bit of Murray's handle on display. The D looked totally confused as to what to do there.
And while Murray is known for his outside shooting, he's very strong with his in-between game as well.
Mama got the audio to work.
Offensively and getting more and more
But I had to put the microphone right to
contact
the
with
TV.
Jokic on those high screen and rolls. Devastating, Kevin, when he gets to that left hand, gets around the free throw line and shoots that high floater. There are nights where he does tons of damage with that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Plumlee comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Bull in for Michael Porter. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Mid-range, plenty of room for that release. He's going to take those all day long.
He dishes it to Tatum. Pass to Tice. Here's Walker. Boston again missing. Nuggets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Craig. He's still scoreless so far in this one. High, arcing shot, and the layup is good. And the Nuggets lead by 2.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 8 points.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And coach is looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments. Pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
Dozier's checked in, and Morris subbed in for Murray. And then for Boston, Williams is checked in for Daniel Tice. Smart comes in for Brown. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. Here's Dozier. Good work defensively by Smart.
That's a tough finish. Even from that range, he has a hard time against that kind of defense inside.
A floater. The kick out to Williams. It's good from long range.
And this is where Smart has really improved. The game's slowed down for him. He's playing under better control. Nice pass.
Now, here is Morris. Here's Jokic. The Nuggets with another miss.
I'm not sure if family and friends are here in the stands tonight, but he wanted to show that one off. Fading away on the shot was absolutely not necessary.
And it looks like they left their defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half. Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit, because when they made the decision between their two bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position, it has paid huge dividends.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in. And there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
Don't want to rush it, but you don't want to take too much time here.
And there's the pass to Smart. Here's Tatum, and the shot is good. Tatum's got 10.
Oh boy, the touch is coming back here in the second half. Percentages from the field much better than it was at the break.
Now Morris. Passes to Jokic. Rebound Boston.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
And, of course, this is Smart's biggest hurdle. Sometimes he looks great shooting the three. Sometimes, though, it's just the opposite.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Celtics lead by 5. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Now, as we add stops and add scores, don't let the little things get us off kilter, okay? Play with poise. Let's go.
That was clearly Greg trying to keep his team on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, really challenging his guys right now, encouraging them to just stay focused on the task at hand.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Boston, Hayward at small forward, with Tatum at the 4. Then it's Williams. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Wanamaker in at the point guard. Now here's Williams, following the miss by Michael Porter. Tatum, that's for 2. Second shot opportunity, and it's Williams laying it in. Williams has got the lead up to 7 now for the Celtics.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Back to Morris. Inside, and the dunk by Grant.
Trust me, defense wants to keep Grant out of the paint, and he wants to get in there. That's why.
Wanamaker the pass to Hayward. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one goes.
And what you love about Hayward, the all-around ability. Scores, facilitates, rebounds, and does so with consistency.
Murray's checked in for Monte Morris. And then for Boston, Daniel Tice is checked in for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown comes in for Marcus Smart. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. And so he makes both from the line.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Murray kicks to Daniels. Pass to Millsap. Porter looking it over. Pass to Murray. There's the 3. And again, Denver with the triple.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Brown the pass to Tice. Out left to the wing. For 3, Hayward. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Nuggets trail by 7. Outside Porter. And the pass to Millsap. Here's Daniels. He's covered by Brown. Here's Murray. And Boston with the rebound. Outside, Walker. To the middle. Here's Williams. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Nuggets. Murray left side. Dishes it to Millsap. He can't get it to go. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Walker in the post. He's covered by Murray. Walker's shot is off. For Denver, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Millsap. And again, Denver no good. Celtics leading by 7. Hayward passes to Walker. Good on the 3-point shot. Walker's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And this is where Walker thrives, an assertive long-distance shooter.
Denver calls timeout.
And doesn't like how things are going right now.
The timeout before the timeout here, maybe just to cut off the momentum and have a chit-chat with the team to settle down.
Jordan player of the game, Kemba Walker.
And I would point to his shooting percentage as the key reason he's our pick. And that sounds simple, but he hadn't tried to do too much. He hasn't tried to force his shots, just kind of waited and worked to get good looks. And in the end, he's found plenty of them.
Without his heroics here tonight, this could have been a second straight loss for them. But he was sensational, and instead of a losing streak, he may have them headed in the opposite direction now. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last time out, he wants them to maintain their balanced attack. And he told them they're doing a great job of finding space out in the perimeter, which has led to all those good shots. He likes the rhythm and the flow of this offense. He just told them, keep shooting it with confidence. Kevin?
Basket good.
And that is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Murray surveying the D. They need this one. Jokic kicks the quarter. It's stolen by Brown. Here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And Hayward gets it to go on the assist by Tatum. Hayward's got the lead up to 14 now for the Celtics.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Celtics.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Walker.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Outside Williams. There's 37 seconds left in the game. Here's Edwards. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Celtics lead by 16.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Paige Diop. He kicks it to Morris. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
And here's Edwards. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Here with Gordon Hayward. Gordon, great effort for you guys tonight and get the win.
We did. We guarded extremely well. All around effort by everybody. Great game. I thought we really moved the ball. Great win.
Excellent inside-out defense, Gordon. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.